welcome back to the show. Hope you're having a lovely night on this lovely Wednesday night in Melbourne. And over the last few months, a lot of people have come up, and I thought it was only the young people who watched the show, or maybe some people in prison. But I had this a lady, she was 85, who came up only yesterday. Her daughter was suffering from cancer. She said a lot of the interviews inspired her. Met up with another chap called Stephen, and he lost his 4-year-old daughter in a house fire. And then his wife died of cancer 2 years later. So really think about those issues if you've got in your life. There's always somebody going through some much tougher problems. It's really time to enjoy life, to reach out to others, and like Henry Niston says, love and best wishes to everybody. And what an amazing story, Ebony, you know. And all those tough challenges made you the person you are.
Definitely.
And you wouldn't want to change things, would you? Because you came in tonight, sweetie, and I saw those beautiful... you know, the family, beautiful girls, yes, looking healthy, and
very lucky.
And when you look at those beautiful young girls, it makes you want to become a great mum, doesn't it?
It definitely does. I mean, that's why I'm glad I did have my children early, and I'm glad I have them because they did make me pull my head in, and I don't think if I didn't have them, I would have really, truly said to myself, you have got to do something.
And I'll just interject, viewers, and that's right, if you've got young children, look after them and be there for them. They don't care which parties you have to go to. If you come home smashed or on drugs, what they need is someone to look after them, you know. And if you've been partying all your life and you've got 2 little kids or 1 little child, it's time to change your lifestyle.
Well, exactly right.
Like Ebony was saying when she was growing up, that if you're exposed to, you know, alcoholic parents or whatever, it's just implanted in your mind as a child growing up that that's normal. And you know, even I have to take a note even with a growing 9-year-old, and you have a glass of wine and they're watching you, and you've got to be really aware. And I think having kids, for a lot of people, it really just makes you pull up and think of what you're doing. So
Ebony, what a wonderful journey. I mean, started on I suppose the dope, and then went up to the higher drugs, and then and then started injecting heroin for the last probably 13 years.
Yep. I mean, I stopped, doing it so much when I found out I was pregnant with my first child, which was 5 years ago now. I still struggle today. I'm on methadone.
But you look very healthy. You look very
healthy. Thank you,
and happy.
You. I am happy.
Is life good?
I am happy. Yeah, life is great. I'm happy. I'm having another baby in June, so a boy this time. So definitely life is going great, and we're going into Odyssey House, which is a...
It's a great place to lead, isn't it?
It's a great house.
Fantastic.
They do a wonderful job there.
It would have been hard to get into.
Well, we're not in there yet. It can take months. There's only 3 family units all up, so... For us to go in as a whole family, it's definitely a huge step.
Oh, yeah.
But I want to cut that cycle now because...
Good on you. We've got to cut the cycle.
Definitely.
And I had a couple of boys sitting here a few months ago, and they were talking about drugs, and I thought they were going to say drugs are crap, and they said, no, we enjoy the drugs. We go to work every day and then we take the drugs, so we love it.
Oh, you mean like Charlie Sheen, like the functioning drug addict? If you're a functioning drug, like the only people want to get off it is when they've, they can't make it to work or whatever. But when there's so many functioning
Ebony,
drug
there's a lot of shit parents out there, isn't there?
Oh yeah, yep.
I mean, you see them, some of the people you associate with, shit parents on drugs.
Really bad parents.
Getting pissed, fighting, and
they still have their children, and they still, get away with so much. And then there's decent people that try. And I suppose you get welfare and people involved for the good people, so it's really hard,
But it is hard, like, saying there's a lot of shit parents out there.
And good parents too.
No, but the thing is, look, there's a lot of mental health issues out there at the moment, and I've actually been exposed to one just recently with a family friend. And I tell you what, if you've got mental health issues and you haven't sought help yet, it would drag you down with the kids. And I think there was a lot of people out there that are really, really struggling and they don't know where to turn to. They actually don't even think that they've got a mental health issue.
Yeah, they can't see it.
So I think, do you know what I mean? It's not, it's so easy to judge.
That's so important, people. It's so easy to judge. So rather, if you have got a friend who's going through some tough issues, don't run away. Don't try to hang around with all the happy people. Do something. Help them out and, make them happy. Inspire.
Yeah, and don't just put a wall over it and,
Yeah.
you know, pretend it's not happening.
Because 1 in 4 people are suffering some sort of a mental health problem, and even if you aren't, you know, you might be just stuck in a permanent unhappiness.
And it's like
That's
what
right.
Ebony's doing now, and like so commend you for talking about these things. But a lot of the time, people really need good people to discuss what their real issues that they're going through. Like say, struggles I've had with my children or struggles you had. You really need honest, caring group to just unload it with.
Non-judgmental,
Yeah,
yeah.
non-judgmental. It just makes a world of
right.
difference.
And that's why I
And you are
say-
helping so many people that are sitting there going, gosh, this lovely girl has been, you know, experienced such a terrible time, and do you know what I mean? It helps
That's why I
everyone.
always hate the backstabbers so much. You know, the people who, did you hear about such and such? Did you hear about all that, you know, the wonderful me stories? I'm great, I'm wonderful, I'm beautiful, and that person's going through crap. You know, that's very selfish behaviour. And I always say, whatever you do, say or think, has a corresponding effect on the universe. It's all karma, isn't it? Whether we're
Definitely.
religious or spiritual, if you put out crap and you backstab and you put bad stuff on the internet about people, it's going to
It
come
comes
back
to
and
you
bite you on the bum
threefold.
100
Yeah,
times as hard.
that's exactly
You know, but people
right.
don't get that, do they?
I don't think not a lot of people. Some people do.
Some do.
You know, but yeah, karma's
Because
rubbish.
I think
Yeah.
life is really a reflection of your attitude, isn't it?
Oh,
If you've got a
definitely.
good attitude towards others, you're going to have a pretty good day, aren't you?
Definitely, definitely. And I think also, you know, if you have had a bad childhood or whatever, you can't sit there just blaming other people forever. You know, you've got to take some responsibility
Yeah.
for everything you've done. And
It took me a
you
while to do
know,
that, take responsibility.
Yeah.
You're still trying.
Oh, you're still trying?
I'm still trying,
I'm
you know.
still
It's
trying.
so easy to point
I'm still
the finger,
trying,
you know.
and that's the thing, we can't be perfect. No one's perfect. We've all got our little insecurities, and there's no instruction manual in life. I suppose we learn along the way, and then you finally get it, don't you? You sort of get it.
Yeah, sort of. I don't
there's-
think you ever really will.
There's always a civil war going on inside, isn't it? But you've got to become fearless, really. Because I always say we come here by ourselves, like Beanie said, and we die by ourselves. And, you know, death could wipe us out next week, 10 years, 5 years. It's such a short journey.
You
So
don't know.
day by day, just make the most of it.
And that is
Yeah.
what I was just about to ask Ebony about through your experiences, talking about is it healthier for you to wake up every day and forget the past, or is it, well, how are you finding, or how have you found it, or whether just to say, I'm here today, just look for today. What have you found?
I find just looking at today and thinking about today, not yesterday.
And what happened in your past.
Exactly. That is likely to drag me down.
I totally get that.
And we might have a short break, Ebony, and then talk about some of the advice for some of the young girls who might be on drugs and work in the streets. But we'll be back very shortly with Ebony and Alita on Tough Times.